broadcaster. So I'm just saying something now to say something. Alright, so now that we're in game, let's get these players introduced. Spawning in the upper left-hand corner of King Sejong Station. In the first game of this Game 3 is our purple Zerg player, iceplay. And in the bottom right-hand portion of King Sejong Station is our green Protoss, Zell. So again, thanks everybody for joining us today. I am your semi-capable broadcaster, 12/7. Do my best to bring to you all the action, explaining what I can, trying to avoid the Zerg bias, because I've been told it's very real. So here we go. So it looks like pretty standard from both players. Both players getting a little bit of mind game chat going at the moment rather. So here we see the probe scout from Zell coming in to see that iceplay has absolutely nothing at the moment. Here comes his drone to drop the first hatchery. No, to scout. So he's going to scout with the first drone. Here comes the hatch drone. There it is going down. Zell starting back here with a gateway and a single assimilator. Couple workers doing a little dance over here. Zell making sure there hasn't been a hidden base or something like that. Gateway finishes up for Zell. And the cyber core goes down right behind it. iceplay sees it all with this drone scout, which there isn't much to see. I feel like my computer's jumping a little bit, so if you're seeing a little bit of jump on your end, I apologize. I haven't really changed my settings from the last time we met, which was really good, as a third hatchery goes down for iceplay before a spawning pool. And there's a spawning pool now. So iceplay starting off very greedy with the 3 hatchery before spawning pool. And iceplay sees Zell drop his Nexus after gateway first. Still just a single gas over here on our Protoss side. The mothership core being chronoed out. But he doesn't need to worry about any pressure or aggression. So Zell sees the natural finished up here for iceplay. Sees the spawning pool still building. Wonder if that sets off any alarms for him, because it should have been done by now. On a hatch first, typically you see the hatchery, the spawning pool actually finishes up a little bit before the hatchery. And yeah, see here on the mini-map, Zell has not seen the third base. Queen's getting started. 2 gas coming down now for iceplay in the natural. Zell's getting his wall started. And a robo on the way, as well as a forge and another gateway over here. Robo here in the main. Still just 1 gas working. Second base is completed for Zell, but no workers yet. Got full mineral saturation for iceplay at the main. Working on it here at the natural. Queen's coming out en masse now. 3 queens in production. So this overlay that you're seeing with the production on the bottom and so forth may be a little bit different to what you're used to seeing on replays that you've seen or that you've done for yourself. So I've got a different overlay that I'm sure I'll be able to explain some of the features of that when the time comes. But one of them is this production tab down here. You'll see mineral and gas counts cycling down here. I have it cycling now with the worker and army supply counts as well, cycling through. So Warp Gate about to finish up right on time for Zell. But I don't see any forward pylons on the map, so he's not going to be able to take advantage of that with any sort of aggression at the moment. Saturation coming up here in the second base for iceplay. This third base is up, and he's injecting it, but there's still no workers on it. Will still be good for unit production, as Zell has pretty good saturation at both of his bases so far. And still only one gas on the map for Protoss, so I wonder if we're going to see some gateway aggression here. I say that as the first Immortal shows to pop, and the second one right behind it from the Robo for Zell. So I wonder if we're going to get some Immortal aggression here from our Protoss player. Thanks again, everybody, for joining us this evening. I know it's a Saturday evening. I know there's probably things that many of you would rather be doing besides sitting here and watching this, but I appreciate you spending the evening with me and with the rest of us here at the Older Gamers. So, we have two Immortals loaded up in the Warp Prism here, and they're over here. So yeah, he went around the Overlords. A few Zerglings coming across the map. I don't know if he's going to see it. Yep, looks like Yep, he's going to see it right here. With the Zerglings coming across the map. So both of them see it. There's a Spore right over here, so he's not going to be able to drop too terribly close. Kind of flying around seeing what's going on. Meanwhile, the Zerglings are coming through to see if we have a third base, which we don't. Here's the rest of them over here. +1 weapon's about to finish up. As two more gateways are in here to finish up the wall. Mortals get dropped. Warps in 6 Zealots, 7 Zealots. And it looks like he's going to come do pressure on the third. Iceplay knows he can't hold this, so he's going to abandon ship here at the third. And Zell should be able to take it out pretty easily. These 3 roaches are going to pop. 7 more Zealots warped in with the Warp Prism along with these 2 Immortals here. This is a lot of offensive units against a Zerg player who went very early economy. Has some roaches on the map. This could be just warped in another round of Zealots. We have a big engagement of Zealots versus Roaches, and Roaches will usually win that. He's going to be able to kite these. There's no Zealot speed or charge from Zealots. Gets a transfuse on the Queen, but then loses it. Still going to focus down on this other Queen. Zealots peel back, and he's going to focus down on the Roaches as more Zealots get warped in behind. A couple more Roaches coming out. Iceplay losing workers now. One Immortal gets picked up in the Warp Prism. 9 roaches on the production tab, but are they going to be able to get here in time to save the day? 15, 16 workers now lost for Iceplay, 17 workers. Losing a lot of economy, down 30 supply at the moment. This one, unless Zell makes a giant misstep, and there's the GG from Iceplay. So game 1 goes to Zell in this best of 3. And we'll get loaded into game 2 here very, very shortly. So good work with the early aggression from Zell. Didn't see the early hatchery from Iceplay, the third hatchery before pool, but I think he did do something when he saw the late spawning pool. So I think that might have tipped him off to what was going on in that game. So I'll make sure everybody's ready for game 2 before I get everything started. So game 2 is going to be on Overgrowth in this best of 3. So as we get game 2 set up here real quick, I'd like to again thank everybody and welcome everybody to our broadcast tonight. On schedule is 2 best-of-3 matches for our semifinals. We're down to our last 4 players in the tournament. And this is the first semifinal of the 2. Make sure both players are ready, and then we'll get rolling into Game 2. So after this, we should have... I know Bixel is online, and he should be up against Frantic Death. So hopefully Frantic Death will show, and we'll have ourselves a tournament. So here we're jumping into Game 2 of Overgrowth. Alright, spawning in the lower left-hand portion of Overgrowth. Trailing 0-1 in this best-of-3, but a very, very tough opponent. This very well could go 3 games. Here in the bottom corner is our purple Zerg player, iceplay. And in the upper right-hand corner of Overgrowth, spawning is our green Protoss player, up 1-0. Looking to close this out and make this a very short best-of-3 is our green Protoss, Zell. Alright, so both players opened up pretty standard. Well, Zell opened up pretty standard in Game 1. Iceplay was a little bit greedy, opening with the 3 hatcheries before spawning pool, and I think Zell picked up on it and allowed him to work with some early pressure and take Game number 1 pretty convincingly. But here we are into map number 2 on Overgrowth. The 2 workers. Zell sends his first worker over and then kind of forgets about it. Iceplay sees it. Looks like Iceplay going to drop the hatchery first again. He sure is. And the gateway first with 2 gases this time for Zell. So a little more gas intense. I wonder if he's going to try to, I don't know, maybe do some Stargate play this time. I know Stargate's a little more gas intensive. Protoss has so many openers to choose from, but you can kind of eliminate what it is and isn't going to be early on by scouting for base timing and gas timing and so forth. So there goes the cyber core down. First gateway was done a little bit ago. Zell sees there's nothing too funny going on over here with the spawning pool going down second in single gas saturation, so it's probably going to be Zergling speed. So another gateway goes down, so 2 gateways, and he sees it. Does iceplay. First Zealot being chrono boosted out for Zell. Second base is done now and speed starts for iceplay. Now you'll notice as well, and I'll point it out when we get a little bit closer, with this overlay that I have, you'll see the production down here, and you'll also see over on the right hand side of the screen as upgrades are fixing to finish up, you'll see those pop up over here. Worker death display will be over here on the left above the minimap. On this overlay. So single Zealot out right now, and looks like we've got some production, but we're supply blocked. We're at 25 out of 26, and pretty much every unit for Protoss takes, yep, and there we go, a Stalker and a Zealot takes at least 2 supply. So Protoss will get supply blocked a little bit more readily. Big cache of Zerglings over here. Being hidden a little bit. see if he's able to parlay that into anything in the next 10 seconds when Metabolic Boost finishes up. 2 Zealots and a Stalker, and I thought we had a Mothership Core. Yeah, there's the Mothership Core there. And they're going to move out, but with these Speedlings coming through, they're not going to get very far. Going to rally at the Watchtower. And I'm going to go around. He's going to see if there's nothing. We knew that because of this over here. But all of Zell's troops are going to be out of position as a wave of Speedlings comes running in. He's going to have to recall these troops. He's going to lose his natural. He's got no units in production right now. Fighting with workers. 5, 6 workers down now. 9 workers. Would like to see him bring his units back with his Mothership Core, but he may not have the energy. He's got enough energy to do it. 1 Zealot warps in. See if he's going to cast Photon Overcharge. He's lost 16 workers, has Zell. Big supply advantage for iceplay with this early Zergling aggression. He's going to clean it up in the main. Still have some Zerglings doing a little bit of work down here. But Zell is way behind at this moment, and I think iceplay knows it. Iceplay can either push out a bunch of units right now and go for the jugular, or, and I think he's doing the right thing here, by droning up a little bit behind. He's got a Roach Warren on the way here in front with the 2 building in his wall. He knows that Zell isn't going to be able to do a whole lot right now. He knows he's got 38 supply, and that Zell really can't have anything at all, especially those workers that he lost, and he lost his second base. So I think iceplay is doing the right thing by expanding, taking a 3rd, getting a real big advantage. I mean, he's got a 15 supply advantage right now. So I think, and up to almost a 20 supply advantage now. So I think that he knows that Zell's going to have to crank out a bunch of workers, build his economy back up before he can really start to do anything else. So right now he's walled in on 1 base with the 1 Zealot finishing up the wall. But Zell he's got a lot of work to catch up. And I don't think that iceplay is going to let this one get away. I think it's Roach Warren's just finished up. He's expanding again. Layer tech is coming down now. So I think that I got to cancel with the Zealots. So he's on the map a little bit. He's going to clean up some Speedlings. Zealots do really well against Zerglings. We'll see what happens. It's very early in the game. 58 to 30 supply. But what Zell has on the map right now is what he's going to have. So he's got to be very careful with the units that he has. Roaches now are going to make very quick work of the Zealots with over a 30 supply lead for iceplay right now. So I think that this game's pretty well decided. Zealot charge now being researched, but no sign of reestablishing his second base at this point, as about 8 or so roaches come streaming across the map. A couple sentries out now to repel this a little bit, give Zell a chance to at least hold. But now he sees the roaches on his front door. A couple of stalkers coming in. Sentry should be able to wall these guys out. Yep, there's a force field. They left a little gap. There's another force field. Isolates one of the roaches. Has no vision of the high ground. Getting caught a little forward. And I don't know that he has it. Oh, okay. Well, one of the force fields expires. But I think iceplay knows that he's well ahead and doesn't have to force anything right now. Roaches come on up. And I think he's going to be able to penetrate this and should see a GG here real soon, being 50 supply up. Producing 12 more roaches. Upgrades are on the way. Roach speed, 1-1. Zealot charge is going to finish up, but there's no Zealots on the map. Going to unpower everything is iceplay. I just don't see... Well, going to clean this up, but there should be some more roaches coming across the map. So, Roach speed is about to finish up. 45 supply lead now for Zell, who is supply capped, or blocked rather. Third base with a queen coming. Another good army of roaches here. And a macro hatch coming down up front. Spire now going down as well. for ice play back here in the back. Zell gets his second base started, pulls the 3 stalkers out to the front. And he's going to try to build the wall that at 13 minutes that he should have probably half that time ago. Is 1-1. Roach attacks are about to finish up. As the roaches continue to stream across the map. I think this is going to be the end of it, boys and girls. I think we're going to be going to a game 3 real soon. Cancels all the buildings up front. Going to try to hunker down back in here. Going to lose another pylon. Supply block. Sentry comes in with a good force field and holds again for the time being. Spire should have finished up, and it has. So I think we're going to see some... Yep, 8 mutas now with +1 attack being researched. This will definitely be the end of things in this one. Iceplay now taking the gold base up 122 supply to 50. Couple more units. Gonna try to come up the ramp. Oh, doesn't get the force field off. Roaches are gonna get in. Got the Immortal out on the map, which may be able to help out a little bit. Just not a lot. Some speedlings now rushing in, which should make a beeline for the mineral line. 80 supply lead now. Photon overcharge isn't going to do much here. He's going to go to work on the base. Going to pull the workers is Zell, but he's not going to be able to do the work he needs to do to clean this up. Down almost 100 supply now. And as soon as these flying, well, yep, here's all the rest of his army. Y'all need to go back to work. All the workers are out in front here. Yep, and there are the mutas, and he's not going to have enough to clean up the mutas. And GG is called by Zell. So early aggression from both players pays off, and we are all tied up 1 game apiece. So the third and final game of this best of 3, and what a way to bring it on home in a best of 3 in our first match. Makes for some exciting StarCraft. So we'll go ahead and get the third game loaded up, make sure the guys are ready to go, and kick it off. Hope you all have enjoyed the first 2 games. Should have a good night of StarCraft on tap for the rest of this early evening. So it looks like I might be recruited into playing a match. Make sure everybody's ready for game 3. And we'll get going. All right, here we go into game 3. And Bixel, I know you're out there, and I appreciate the invite to play if Frantic Death is a no-show. And we might do that. Though I don't think it'll matter either way. Spoiler alert, Bixel's better than I am. Either way, we're going to jump in now to game number 3 in this best of 3, the way it should be. Tying it up in the second game is our purple Zerg player spawning in the upper left-hand corner of Foxtrot Labs. It is iceplay. Winning the first game and looking to hold on for this best-of-3 win. In the lower right-hand portion of Foxtrot Labs is our green Protoss player, Zell. Worker scout for both players. They're going to cross right about in the Older Gamers tournament logo. This is the Older Gamers 1v1 elimination tournament, brought to us by our wonderful Older Gamers member, Atticus. It was his brainchild that brought us all together. 14 players started. We are down to 4. As the gateway comes in first for Zell again. Hatch first again for iceplay. Double gas going down a little bit delayed for Zell, just in time for the worker scout. Worker battles over here. Spawning pool now going down for iceplay. As the gateway finishes, or about to finish up here for Zell. Assimilator's finished, but no workers been assigned just yet. Zell on a little bit of a supply block at the moment. As the Nexus goes down. So gateway into Nexus for Zell. Hatch first into pool for iceplay. No gas yet for iceplay. I know iceplay's been doing some 3 base, no gas, queen heavy play recently, so we'll see if that's what he gets into in this map here. As the cyber core goes down for Zell. 2 workers in each gas now for our Protoss player. Queens and drones for our purple Zerg. And as the cyber core finishes, he should be starting warp gate production. Got enough gas for it at the moment. And there it goes. And there's the third base, taking the gold base. Is iceplay, and with this spawning location, I think if it was the other spawning location, if it was here in the upper right and bottom left, I think that spawn favors Protoss a little bit. I think with this configuration, with the gold base being a little bit closer and a little more protected, I think it benefits Zerg a little bit more. So, but we'll see how this one plays out as another gateway comes down in front, and the forge goes down for Zell. Zell's got about 8 and 10, so about even saturation between the 2 bases. Iceplay working on a little bit of a supply lead, but you expect that at this point from a Zerg player. Forge is about to finish up. 2 gateways. First Zealot's being chrono boosted out right now. Mothership cores on the field. Full saturation on the gas here at the main. And 2 gas taken here by iceplay. Must have done that some time ago because he's already got 180 gas. And 2 gas going down at the natural as well. Third base finishes up at the gold. Stalker coming out to deal with this overlord here. 2 more gases going down at the second base of Zell. So what's Zell going to be doing that's going to be so gas heavy? Because he's got not a lot of unit production buildings on the field at the moment. Lair being morphed in for ice plays. He loses the Overlord that was checking everything out at the front of Zell's base. Good saturation on minerals at the natural. A little undersaturated here at the main. As 3 Stargates go down. So I think that this might be a problem if iceplay is unable to see what's going on. 3 Stargates coming in for our Protoss player as 18 Zerglings are about to pop. Speed just getting started now for iceplay. And the Hydra Den. So Ling Hydra. So the Hydra might, if he gets enough Hydras on the field, might be okay to handle this 3 Stargate pressure. And 2 Void Rays. First 2 units coming out here, Void Rays. And the 3rd Void Ray starts on the 3rd one. And he's going to start chrono boosting all 3 of them out. So, nothing but Lings over here so far. 18 Zerglings, some Queens. Hydra Den is done, but no Hydras in production. Speed upgrades being researched. +1 air weapons about to finish up for these 3 Void Rays that are about to pop. 2 are out, 2 more started behind them. 3rd Void Ray comes in right now, so 3 Void Rays on the field. And let's see what he's going to do with this. If he goes now, he's in good shape. If he waits for Hydras to hit the field, he might be in trouble. And Hydras are now on the field. So we've got 4 Hydras, 18 Zerglings. There was more Zerglings. 34 Zerglings now, not that they're going to do anything against Void Rays. Chrono boosting out more Void Rays. First one, another Void Ray started behind that, so 4 Void Rays on the map, 3 more in production. A little bit of a supply block for Zell in that regard. A bunch of Speedlings and a few Hydras on the map. He's going to need to bring these to the front to hold. 1 cannon back here, a Zealot holding in the wall. Oh, where are you going, Zealot? He's going to be able to run right in with that Zealot vacating like that. Photon overcharge activated. Zell's going to have to show his hand with these Void Rays. 6 Void Rays on the field right now. "26 Zerglings left, 15 Hydras on the way, so this might be a little bit of a situation if Zell lets iceplay's Hydra count build up. He's already got about a 30 supply lead. He's going to try to bypass them altogether, come around the side, and see what he can do. Pumping out nothing but Hydras right now. 19 Hydras on the field. Spire is on the way for iceplay as these units make their way across the field. Patrolling Zerglings aren't going to be able to see him. Where's he going to go? Is he going to go to the gold or is he going to come to the main? Looks like he's making a beeline for the main. And let's see what happens here. I don't know if he's seen it. Nope, because all of his units are down here at the natural. So here are the Void Rays. And iceplay's units are going the wrong way. So Void Rays are over here. About face to start cleaning stuff up. He's going to take out the Hydra Den, which is going to be good for him. He's going to go to work on the lair. As the Hydras come back in to help out, he's going to have to pull away or he's going to lose these. Hydras are very strong against Void Rays. He's got to pull away. 1 goes down. 2 go down. 3rd Void Ray goes down. As he tries to clear the map. Far enough away. Yep, and he's in a safe spot right now. With 3 Void Rays left. Does he have anything back at home? 6 Void Rays on the map total. Where are the other 3? There they are right there with some Phoenixes. Man, if they could find this mess right here, you'd be able to do a little bit of supply damage. Iceplay getting a little creative and taking the other gold base now. So Iceplay going to try to work both gold bases as additional upgrades are No, +1/+1 for the air army of Zell. So here comes Zerglings as Phoenixes fly out. Void Ray staying at home with a couple of Zealots to defend. Mothership Cores at home as well. So Phoenixes are going to pick up a Queen. And that Queen goes down. A little bit of work being done at the front here with some of these Hydras. Photon Overcharge has been activated, but he's cleaned up the wall. +2/+2 attacks for these Hydras are about to finish up. Corruptors now in. Corruptors to take care of the Void Rays. In number, they'll take care of the job. Phoenixes going to town on some Overlords. Spore Crawler doing some work on some of these Phoenixes. 135 to 88 supply now, as carriers are now on the field. I had totally missed the carriers. Carriers, ladies and gentlemen, we have carriers. 3 of them on the field. Big wall here in front with some gateways. So we'll have some gateways coming back in. Phoenixes and carriers as Hydras take out the base. He's going to lift up the Hydras with the Phoenix and take them out with the carriers. So he's going to clean this up here at his base. Lost 2 workers for his troubles. 125 to 80 supply. He's going to come over here and see this base. The little smiley face from iceplay in the chat. So the Air Force should take care of the offensive base, we'll call it. The offensive gold base. 2/2 upgrades for Hydras. More Corruptors on the way, and the Infestation Pit comes down. 16 Corruptors on the field, 15 Hydras. Another base going down over here for iceplay. Still on just one base for Zell. Getting his second back up. Really would like to see him take another base, because you can't maintain 3 Stargate with carrier on single base economy. He's got some probes over here. Got a lot of probes over here. Just needs a base to get him working. Corruptors and Hydras. Lots of Corruptors and Hydras. And about a 50 supply lead. And here they come. Here comes the engagement. Corruptors are going to do some work here. IG just doesn't have enough to hold this. He needs Stalkers. He needs a lot more than what he's got. That is for sure. This is just a lot of army for iceplay. Corruptors are going to do all kinds of work. As 3 Void Rays are going to pop, and they're going to go down. And Zell GG's. He knows he doesn't have it. And that's going to be the end of this best of 3. With Zell winning the first game, but iceplay coming back in good fashion and taking the next 2. So congratulations to iceplay. He's our first finalist.